Hello, Gary Hernandez here, and welcome to Cane Self-Defense with Master Gary Hernandez. In this video, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail of something I've done a while back when I was talking about the canes and the different functions on a cane that you can use for self-defense. So with this video, I'm going to break it down, show you where to apply the techniques with what functions, and where to strike, hit, or pull, or lock your opponent with their body. Helping me is Mr. Bob. Now, I'm going to start off with the simple basic techniques of striking. There are two kinds of strikes with a cane. You have your swinging strikes, and you have your either double hand bayonet strike or even a single poke. Now let's talk about the tip first. The tip is a smaller area to strike with. Now it makes it more concentrated, so when you hit, it's going to hurt a lot. But you got to hit certain areas that are going to hurt more. Now, being that I'm going to come in, if I'm using a two-hand bayonet strike, or if I'm even doing a single-hand poke, my target areas, stomach, solar plex, chest. I can go into the groin or face or throat, but with the tip, I'm going to have smaller area to hit with, and if they're moving, I may just skim it or miss it completely. Now, on the side of the body, I could get the ribs, I could hit into a thigh, cause a little bit of injury, side of the head. And in the back, if I had to, you got your kidney areas, you got your back of the head, shoulder blades, you got areas to strike into. Now, on the flip side, your crook. Striking areas are the same. I'm doing a two-handed bayonet strike or even a single-handed poke, but I'm striking the same areas. Now, with the crook, I have a wider, bigger striking radius, so I'm going to be able to hit the throat and face a lot more perfect, and as long also the groin and even knee. So that gives me more striking surface. Now, swinging the cane, doesn't matter if I'm swinging here, I'm going to strike it with the shaft, or even if I'm swinging this side and catching them with the top part by the handle or the crook. So I'm going to strike. Those striking areas are pretty much all over the body. Head, arms, anything reaching out for me. Knees, if they're kicking, striking a knee, hitting an arm. He's reaching an arm, striking the arm. Head, body, shoulders, anywhere I can swing and hit. Now going into more of different kind of canes, your horn. Now on the horn, I can catch a neck, pull an individual into me, which will allow for a knee strike or taking them to the ground. I can use that horn to turn their head left or right and take them into a takedown. If he's got a hold of me, I can use that horn, bring their arm down, go into some kind of a lock. If he's got a hold of my wrist, I have it in here, I can use this and do a breakout and go into a strike. So my horn, I can also, step over here, Mr. Bob, using the horn, I can hook behind the knee, I can pull that, I can hook in down lower where the calf is, by the ankle, and I can pick up, pull. I could catch them into the groin, fish hook them up. So with the horn, there's a lot I can do. I can even strike, if I have a sharp enough horn, striking this individual and jamming it into the kidney areas. I could catch them on the shoulder blades coming down. So your horn, besides hooking them, you can go into the body, and if you have a sharp point, dig that into them. With that sharp point, if they've got a hold of me, I can take that sharp point, dig it in. If they had me in a bear hug, with the sharp point, I can dig it into the knuckle areas and pull down till they let go. And then I can do all kinds of things. I can hook it into the collarbone area, slam it down. So with a sharp point, you're just digging into something. And sometimes you can pull with it, and sometimes you're just gonna make them hurt. Now, if you have the shark's teeth or any kind of a good cut in there, that can be used for raking. And one of the things I can do, if he's got a hold of me, I can rake it across the knuckles, I can rake it across the forearm. If he has me in a bear hug, I can rake it, what I like to call cracking the egg, across the head, across the neck. So I can do all kinds of different rakes like that. If he has two hands on me, I can just kind of dig them into the arm. So with the shark's teeth, I can do raking, I can do grating on their flesh with it. So there's different things you can do with that. Your grips. Your grips can also be used if you have pretty good grips, and let's say you don't have shark's teeth, but you have grips. And like this one here, I have grips here. I can even use the grips. So if Bob's got a hold of me. Now you don't have to have the grips, you can still use the shaft. But on the grips, I can dig and I can grind the grips into their arms as well. So there's a lot that could be said about your grips. So remember, you're going to thrust and poke with the tip and with the crook. With the horn, pulling down, trapping stuff, redirecting arms with it, pulling and sweeping legs, digging with the tip, if you have a sharp point, digging into the body anywhere you pretty much want, smacking it into their, they got you into a bear hug. Shark's teeth, grinding arms, grinding knuckles, back of their head, anywhere that you're going to be able to get a good grind on. Your grips can be used for that as well. And then your swings, that's pretty much no brainer. Anywhere I'm going to be able to swing and hit and hurt an individual. Now, that's basically with this cane right here. If you have a cane that has maybe some different stuff added to it, experiment. See what you can do with it. But most canes, if you have a cane that has the round ball on it, you can strike with it. If you had one like the personal protection cane or an English style gentleman's cane, you can thrust up into the throat with it and just use it like you would your crook. So hopefully those little tips help. Experiment with your cane, pick it up, play with it, get used to using the shark's teeth, get used to grinding if you have to the back of the head. Don't get me wrong, you can grind the back of the head. You don't have to have any shark's teeth or anything. If he's got me in a bear hug and I got a hold of his head, I can use the wood. But if I have where I have shark's teeth or I have my grips, that goes really good. And here, feel that. So, sorry. So you can definitely use that to cause injury. So hopefully these tips help. Pick up your cane, experiment with it, get used to it, have fun with it. Gary Hernandez, thank you, and I will see you guys very soon.